Mia and Ava were twin sisters who lived together in a small weak house near the edge of a quiet town. The house was old and the paint was fading, but it was the only place they had after losing their parents. Every morning they woke up early and helped each other get ready for another long day of work. They had very little money, but they always tried to keep hope alive inside their hearts. Mia often smiled even when life was hard, while Ava stayed calm and always looked for ways to survive. The sisters worked at a small grocery store where people came to buy food and daily needs. They were paid very little, and most people did not notice them. Sometimes customers were rude and acted like the sisters did not matter. Still, Mia and Ava stayed kind and never treated anyone badly. They knew that being good was all they had in this world. That morning the store was very busy, and the sisters worked until their hands felt tired. When their shift ended, they counted the small money they had earned. It was only enough for a few items, but they were thankful they could buy something to eat. They walked to the market holding each other close as cold wind moved around them. Ava kept thinking about the strange sounds coming from their house at night. At the market they picked only the cheapest items. A little bread, some milk, and a small bag of rice were all they could afford. Mia tried to joke and said they could make a nice meal with it. Ava smiled, but deep inside she felt worried. The house needed repair and they had no money for that. After paying the shopkeeper, they walked back home slowly. The sky was cloudy and the air felt heavy. Both sisters felt like something was waiting for them. When they reached their house, they noticed the door was slightly open. Mia felt fear and Ava felt her heart beat faster. They entered quietly and put the grocery bags on the table. The house felt colder than usual. A strange sound came from under the wooden floor. It was not loud, but it was clear. Someone was moving in the basement. The basement was a dark place that the sisters never visited. It had been locked since their parents were alive. Mia held Ava's hand and whispered that maybe someone needed help. Ava took a deep breath and walked toward the basement door. Her hands were shaking as she opened it. Cold air rushed out and the smell was old and damp. They slowly walked down the stairs. The light was weak, but they could see a man lying on the floor. He was wearing expensive clothes, but they were dirty and torn. He looked weak and tired. The man tried to move, but he did not have much strength. His face showed pain and fear. Mia ran to him and asked if he was okay. Ava looked around and saw no one else. They did not understand how he got there. The man tried to speak, but his voice was low. He said he had been trapped there for a long time. He did not even know how many days had passed. Mia felt sad and Ava felt angry at whoever did this to him. They decided to help him. They brought him water and helped him sit up. He drank slowly and looked at the sisters with tired eyes. He thanked them again and again. He said he was not a normal man. He was someone very rich and powerful. The sisters were shocked when they heard this. Ava could not believe that someone like him was in their basement. Mia thought maybe he was confused. But his way of speaking and his clothes told a different story. He really was someone important. The man told them he had enemies who wanted to harm him. They had locked him there and left him to suffer. He was lucky that the sisters came home that day. If they had not come, he might not have survived. Mia felt tears in her eyes. Ava told him he was safe now. They would not let anything bad happen to him. Even though they were poor, they had good hearts. They could not leave a person in pain. They helped him lie down more comfortably. Outside the wind was strong and the house made soft sounds. Inside the basement, a strange new bond was forming. The sisters had no idea that their lives were about to change. Helping this man would bring both danger and blessing. The future was now full of mystery and hope. The billionaire closed his eyes, feeling safe for the first time. Mia and Ava sat near him, not knowing what tomorrow would bring. They only knew they had done the right thing. Their simple lives were about to become something very different. And this was only the beginning. Mia and Ava stayed in the basement near the weak man through the whole night. The small light above made long shadows on the walls and the air felt heavy and quiet. The man was still very weak, but he could now speak a little more. He told them his name was Leo and that he once lived in a tall building far away. Now he was lying in a dark place with two poor sisters as his only help. Mia gave him more water and some bread from their groceries. Leo ate slowly and said it was the best food he had in many days. Ava watched his face and could tell he had suffered a lot. His eyes were tired but kind. He thanked the sisters again for saving him. The sisters wanted to know how he ended up in their basement. Leo said that some people who wanted his money had tricked him. They had taken him far away and left him in the dark. He did not know how he got into the house. He only knew that he woke up there with no way to leave. Mia felt a deep sadness when she heard this. Ava felt angry that someone could do such a thing. Even though they had little, they would never harm someone like that. They told Leo he was safe now. They promised to keep him hidden until he was strong. The next morning the sisters went to work as usual. They acted normal so no one would suspect anything. But their minds were full of thoughts about Leo. They worried about leaving him alone. Still they had no choice because they needed money. All day Mia kept thinking about what to do next. Ava watched every customer carefully. She felt like someone might be looking for Leo. But no one came asking questions. The day passed slowly. After work they rushed home. They were afraid Leo might be gone. But when they reached the basement he was still there. He looked a little better. He smiled when he saw them. Mia gave him more food. Ava cleaned a small corner so he could rest better. Leo told them stories about his life. He spoke about big offices and busy days. The sisters listened with wide eyes. They could not believe such a world existed. For them life was only about survival. Leo said he wanted to repay them one day. Mia said they did not help for money. They helped because it was right. That night Ava heard noises outside. She looked through the window. A dark car was parked near the house. Her heart started beating fast. She felt something bad was coming. She told Mia what she saw. Mia felt scared but stayed calm. They went to check on Leo. Leo looked worried when he heard about the car. He said his enemies might have found him. The sisters knew they had to protect him. Even if they were poor they had courage. They closed all the doors. They turned off the lights. They stayed quiet and waited. Footsteps came near the house. Someone knocked on the door. Mia and Ava held each other. They did not answer. The knocking grew louder. Leo tried to stand but he was still weak. Ava told him to stay hidden. Mia stood near the door ready to speak. The knocking stopped suddenly. The footsteps moved away. The dark car drove off. The house became quiet again. The sisters felt a small relief. But they knew this was not over. Their lives were now part of a bigger danger. Leo looked at them with deep respect. He knew they were risking everything. Mia and Ava had no idea what the future held. But they knew they would face it together. The bond between them was now stronger than ever. The morning came with soft light through the broken window and Mia and Ava felt very tired but they did not sleep much. They were still thinking about the dark car and the knocking from the night before. Leo was resting in the basement and his face looked a little better than before. The sisters went down slowly to check on him. They wanted to make sure he was safe. Leo smiled when he saw them. He said he slept better because he felt protected. Mia gave him warm milk and some bread. Ava asked him if he could walk now. Leo tried to stand and this time he did not fall. The sisters felt hopeful. If Leo could move, then maybe he could escape soon. But Ava worried about the people who were searching for him. She knew they would come back. Mia also felt fear but she did not show it. They spent the day fixing a small corner of the basement. They brought old blankets and a small lamp. Leo thanked them many times. He said no one had cared for him like this in many years. The sisters felt shy but happy. Leo shared more about his life. He spoke about how money gave him power but not peace. He said many people only stayed close to him because of his wealth. That was why betrayal had hurt him so much. Mia and Ava listened with quiet hearts. In the afternoon, Ava heard another sound outside. She looked through the curtain. This time 2 men were walking near the house. They were talking and looking around. Her heart felt heavy. She told Mia quickly. Mia went to see for herself. The men stopped near their door. They looked serious and dangerous. The sisters knew they were looking for Leo. Mia thought fast. She told Ava to keep Leo hidden. Ava went to the basement and told Leo to stay quiet. Leo nodded and moved behind some boxes. His breathing became slow. The men knocked on the door. Mia opened it carefully. They asked if anyone strange had been there. Mia said no with a calm voice. Her hands were shaking but she did not show fear. The men looked inside the house. They did not see anything. They asked more questions. Mia answered simply. After a long moment, they left. When the door closed, Mia felt weak. Ava ran up from the basement. They hugged each other with relief. Leo came up slowly. He thanked them for protecting him. The sisters knew things were getting more dangerous. They needed a plan. Leo said he might have a way to contact someone he trusted. But he needed a phone. The sisters did not have one. Ava decided to ask a neighbor. She went to a small house nearby. The old woman there trusted her. She let Ava use her phone. Ava called the number Leo gave. A man answered. Ava told him Leo was alive. He was shocked and said help would come. Ava thanked him and went back. Hope filled her heart. When she told Mia and Leo, they all felt lighter. But they knew they had to stay careful. The night came again. They stayed awake listening. Every sound felt loud. Suddenly a car stopped outside. The same dark car. The sisters froze. Leo felt fear. The danger was back. Mia and Ava stood together. They were ready to protect Leo again. The future was unknown. But their courage was strong. This was not the end of their struggle. The dark car stayed outside the small house for a long time, and Mia and Ava felt their hearts beating fast. They could see the shadow of 2 men through the thin curtain, and the air inside the house felt heavy. Leo was hiding in the basement behind the old boxes, and he stayed very still. Mia held Ava's hand and told her to stay calm. They both knew this moment could change everything. The men knocked on the door again, and this time the sound was harder. Mia walked slowly and opened it a little. The men looked angry and asked many questions. Mia told them there was no one in the house. Her voice stayed steady even though fear filled her. The men tried to look inside. Ava stood behind Mia, acting normal. They did not find anything strange. After some time they left again. The car drove away into the night. The sisters felt weak after the danger passed. They went to the basement to check on Leo. He was still safe, but his face showed worry. He knew the people searching for him would not stop. Mia and Ava promised they would keep him hidden. The next morning the house felt quiet. The sisters went to work as usual. But they stayed alert all day. Every stranger made them nervous. They rushed back home as soon as they could. Leo was waiting for them. He looked stronger now. He said he could walk without help. This gave the sisters hope. Maybe he could leave soon and be safe. Later that day, a call came from the man Ava had spoken to. He said help was on the way. He told them to keep Leo safe for a little longer. The sisters agreed. They felt nervous but also excited. As night came, the sisters prepared food. They shared a small meal with Leo. For the first time they laughed together. It felt like a family. Even in danger there was warmth. Leo told them how thankful he was. He said their kindness had saved his life. Mia and Ava listened quietly. They did not think of themselves as heroes. They were just doing what felt right. Suddenly, a loud noise came from outside. The sisters jumped. The dark car was back again. But this time it did not stop. Another car followed it. Bright lights filled the street. Several people came out of the second car. They walked fast toward the dark car. The two men looked surprised. A short struggle happened. Mia and Ava watched from the window. Soon the dark car drove away quickly. The people from the second car stayed. One of them came to the door. Mia opened it with fear. The man said he was sent to protect Leo. He said everything was under control now. Mia felt a wave of relief. Ava smiled for the first time in many days. They called Leo upstairs. Leo came out of the basement. The man greeted him with respect. Leo thanked the sisters deeply. He said he would never forget what they did. Their lives had changed forever. The danger was finally gone. Peace returned to the small house. Mia and Ava looked at each other with hope. Their hard days were not over. But something good was waiting ahead. The morning light filled the small house and Mia and Ava felt a calm they had not felt in a long time. The danger was gone and the dark car was no longer outside. Leo was now safe and standing strong in the room. The sisters looked at him and could hardly believe everything that had happened. Life had changed in ways they never imagined. Leo spoke softly and thanked Mia and Ava again. He said that without them he would not be alive. Their kindness had brought him back from fear and pain. The sisters listened quietly. They were not used to such words. Soon a clean car arrived at the house. The man who had protected Leo came back. He told Leo that everything was ready. Leo would return to his old world. But before leaving, he turned to the sisters. Leo said he wanted to help them. Not because he was rich, but because they were kind. He said their simple hearts were rare. Mia and Ava felt shy and happy. Leo arranged a safe place for them. They were given a better house. It was warm and strong. The sisters could not believe their eyes. They had never seen such comfort. Mia and Ava still stayed humble. They did not change who they were. They continued working and helping others. Leo stayed in touch with them. A true bond had formed. The town slowly learned about the sisters. People began to respect them. Their lives were no longer full of fear. They had peace. They had hope. Leo never forgot the basement. He never forgot how two poor sisters saved him. He often visited them. They would share simple meals and stories. They were now like family. Mia and Ava looked at their past with strength. They knew they were once very poor. But they also knew they were rich in heart. That was what truly mattered. Their journey had changed them forever. Their small house was now empty. But their new home was full of light. They still remembered where they came from. And they were proud. Because kindness had changed everything.